everybody. How are we all this morning? Hi, Daryl. How are you? Glad to see you. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late here. We just received some news that we didn't particularly want to receive, so I'm a little bit behind and a little bit all over the place. So bear with me, please. Oh, now I've just kicked something over. All right. Hopefully I can do this. Yeah. It's a card that I was watching last night, and I, for the life of me, cannot remember who I was watching. But anyway, I will put the lady's name underneath when I'm done. Okay, so overcast this morning here in good old Maryborough. Looks like we might be getting some rain. We've been threatened. Oh, it is raining. Right now it is raining. We've been threatened with quite a deluge over the next few days, so we'll see what happens with that. What else have I got to tell you? Other than I'm Lorraine and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I live in Maryborough in Queensland, Australia. So, this new Stampin' Rewards. Okay, so for anybody who is wanting to make a purchase, you need to be setting up yourself a customer account. So you can go straight in through, here we go, can never get it right, straight in through, what does that say? Oh, that says join my team. All right, I'll change it to customer. Just let me change that over. There we go, shop with me. We'll change that over. And you can shop through there. Now, it will ask you to opt in with the new reward system. So what the new reward system is, any order over $35, you will receive reward points, which you can then use on your next order. So if you spend $60, you will get 6 reward points. Okay. So sorry, $6 worth of reward points. So you get 10%. So, Ray, if you go into your history in YouTube, you will see the last few videos you have watched. Oh, yes, I understand that. No, I'm all good, Daryl. I think I can make this work. And if I can't, well, you know, stuff happens sometimes and we can't always do it. But what I did do was I took a photo on my phone, which I can't see. If you'll excuse me for 2 seconds. Sorry about that. Your message reminded me. So the lady who did it is Creative Moments by G. So yeah, there we go. I got the lady's name while I was at it. But I did also take a photo of the card so that I have some idea of what I'm doing. All right. So going back to the rewards, yes, customers get 10% of their purchase over $35. They get 10% back in reward points. So it used to be $250 before anybody got reward points. Now it's $35. So if you're wanting to purchase anything, especially when the new stuff comes out, or if there's something that you've been waiting for, you know, now is a great time to do that. Also, as demonstrators, we also can now get our rewards points from $35, whereas before, again, it used to be $250. So being able to use that rewards money, if you like, on your next order, you can save it up. You don't have to use it on your next order, but if you put another order in, then you can accumulate more, and that will accumulate and accumulate, and you'll be able to get something that you've been waiting for. So you could even do it that if you were waiting for a large item, something that so sort of like myself, I want a mini cut and emboss machine. So I may well you know, save up mine and do that. And I've just seen a van pull up, and I think that my order has just arrived from the PPP. So, ooh, that would be good. Anyway, let's get moving and see where we're going today. So today I'm going to be doing a Z fold. It looks like a Z fold flip card to me. So we're going to have a little bit of a play with that. And I will probably need some help with it today, if that's okay. Alrighty, so let me go down to the desktop. Okay, let's go down. What can we see? Excellent. Look at that. Wow. All right. So I'm going to start off with, I'm going to use reds, and I'm saying reds and pinks. I don't really like red and pink together, but what I may have to do is use some of my other coloring tools, but that's okay. You can all, put the blinkers on and you won't necessarily see it. Today I'm going to be using the Memorable Blooms. I'm also going to be using the embossed brick 3D embossing folder. So it has the brick on it, and I actually don't think I've ever used this before. So there we go. Let's have a quick look. It is a 3D embossing folder, so it's a nice deep one. There we go. Can you see that? Look at that. It just looks like bricks, old bricks. I think that would be gorgeous if you could sort of do the brick part of it in red, and then this other sprinkly part, if you could do that in green, it would look like moss grow. I'm not going to try that today. I will try it in the future, but yeah, it would look like moss growing on the brick. So that's what we're using today. So to start off with, we're going to make a Z fold card, and I'll just grab my paper. So I am doing this in reds. It's just going to be a bit awkward when it comes to doing the colouring. So this is Cherry Cobbler. So I'm going to use the Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to do a 5 3/4 by 8 inch. So 5 3/4. And no, I still haven't changed my blade, so let's look out for the furry bits. By 8. Now, we always fold this in half. So we'll fold it in half. And we will use the bone fold. Oh my goodness. Let's hope things go better. So for a Z fold, we need to then fold this back. So we're going to take this, and we are going to fold it back to that score line so that we get our Z fold. Like that. Okay, so there's our Z fold. Now, I want to burnish this quite well because it does turn out to be a little bit of a bulky card, but it'll be fine. And it would be better if that was straight, but hey, let me try that again. There we go. All right, so that's our base card, and I think everybody sort of knows how to do that. Hi, Holly, lovely to see you. Hi, Suzanne. Ah, I can't see Suzanne. Maybe she's not there yet. She may be. All right. Are you there, Suzanne? Okay, so that's what we've got there. Now, what I want now is 2 pieces to fit down on the inside of here. So our first layer is usually it's usually 3 3/4 wide. So I'm going to cheat today because I'm really not being very clever. So we'll go 3 3/4 wide. And we need that by 5 1/2. Now I'm doing this the long way around because I don't want to use my brain. Now I basically only need half of this. So what I'm going to do, my easy way out, I need 2. So I'm going to actually fold those in half like that. And then I'm going to cut down the crease because it's going to make it easier. Can I see it better that side? Yeah. Just going to cut down that crease. And with any luck, I'll have 2 pieces approximately the same size. Look at that. Beautiful. So they are going to fit onto here. I am going to, excuse me a moment. Let me have a look at my picture. Okay, they actually need to be a tiny bit smaller. So what are these? These are 1 7/8 they are. So this needs to be this is the paper that I'm going to use underneath. So I'm going to do was 2. What was that? Let me have a look. 1 7/8. So we need to do 1 and 1 3/4. No, this one needs to be 1 7/8. That's correct. Right. Yep, so that's going to fit on there. And that will be by 5 and so that, I believe, is what I need. Nope, that's way too small. That needs to come down. Sorry about this, I'm 1/8. So I do this 5 1/4. And the length which I have here, which is 5 3/4, needs to come down an 1/8. So that is that piece, and now I need to take these down 1/8. So take that down there, and we'll take an 1/8 off the bottom. As well. All right, so now that should fit. another 1/8 off of there. There we go. So that's the size that we want for there. And now I will just do another one for the other side. So now I've got a size I can work. All right. So now we're doing, this is 1 3/4. Take that off of there. Yep. One 3/4, and we want that by okay, that side. For some reason that doesn't look right, but it is. Let's make sure. Sorry about this, people. Hi, Lynn. Okay. I'm having a bit of a dilemma here this morning because for those of you who weren't here when I first started, I got a bit of bad news this morning and it's thrown me out altogether. But you know what? The show must go on. Okay, so that one, and then that one, and then we've got that one, and I think I have to take an 1/8 off of this. See how that fits. Yep, and then an 1/8 off the bottom. Or the top, doesn't matter. And that's going to go on there. So that's going to go on the inside. So sorry about that, people. And then we have a center section, which is going to go in here. And that piece is 11 by 3 3/4. I did actually measure that before I started, but yeah. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these two white pieces here. Let's pop that over to one side. I'm going to put that through the embossing machine. So this is a 3D, so we're going to just use the bottom plate and the grey plate. And I'll bring that up here today and see how we go. So just the bottom plate. Going to pop the embossing folder. Now, it opens up at the bottom like that. So I'm going to place these two pieces in here. Now, it doesn't matter whereabouts really the pattern's going to go because I'm going to use them separately. Now I'm going to put that on there, add just the grey plate, and then I'm going to wind this through. Now, because it's a 3D or because it's an embossing folder, we're only going to go through the once. The reason being, and I have seen it happen, is if you go back and forth, what happens with the embossing folder is it starts to curl up and it looks like a duck's beak. It sort of curls up, sorry, like that. and it's not pretty, and it ruins the embossing folder. So just take it through just the once. All right, so now we have these beautiful embossed pieces, and I'm just going to get a piece of paper, because what I'm going to do now, and I've got to try and decide what color I'm going to use. So we've got the reds like this, and I'm going to put a strip down. Now, if this doesn't, I've got two choices. I can use the pecan pie, or I can go dark with the early espresso, or I can do it like a very deep blackberry color with the Blackberry Bliss. So I'm really not sure. Oh, thank you, Roz and Lynn. Yeah, when it comes from overseas, it's not so good because there's nothing you can do. All right, so I'm using the Blackberry Bliss, I think. What do you think? Should we go with the brown, or shall we keep in with the reds? We might go. Oh dear, this is hard. Okay, that's the brown. That's the pecan pie. That's the Blackberry Bliss. And, oh, helps if you do it the right way. That's the early espresso. So which one do you think I should use just to cover? It's not going to cover all of it, but it is going to cover some of it. Any ideas? Because it's got to go on this dark red, and I'm sort of thinking I quite like the Blackberry Bliss, but then I also like, I think it's either got to be between the Blackberry Bliss and the early espresso. So I'll put the pecan pie out of the way. And what will I go with? What will I go with? I'm going to go with, let me see, I think I'm going to go with the espresso, the early espresso. It may be a tad too dark, but we'll see. So let me put that one out of the way before I put my hand in it. Now, what I'm going to do with the, Roz, you said black. Oh, everyone's saying Blackberry Bliss. Okay, cool. Let's do the Blackberry Bliss. Thank you. All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrape that down there. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to scrape it back that way. That gives us that. All right, so I'm going to put that one on the inside, I think, because what I'm going to try and do is get it right from the top, right the way down. And then you can see where you start. That'll work. So you can see we bring out that beautiful pattern with putting the ink on like that. You also get it all over your fingers. Oh, thanks, Holly. Yeah, I think it does. It sort of like gives it that. It does give it a brick effect, which it's supposed to do. And it also adds a bit of colour. All right, so look at this. Look. Seriously? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach, let me get that piece out of the way before I'm going to attach this to this, like that. And you know what? I'm thinking I still need to take 1/4 of an inch off of that piece. Not 1/4, an eighth. Let me do that. Just off of that piece. So I've got it there. I can see what I did. I think I only need to take 1/16. Okay, so now that is going to go onto here like this. All right, so let's get the glue going. Let's hope it's working. I've got it in a little tub. So hopefully that has, and of course I put the wrong one in the little tub. But anyway, all right, so we've done some embossing here. So we do need a reasonable amount of glue because where the fibers have split, it's going to make it harder for it to stick. So we don't have to go silly, but just a tiny bit more. Okay. All right. So there's one piece. And the other piece goes onto here. I actually like that. I think that looks quite good. I even like the fact that it's lighter in places and darker in others. So you could use either side of this. You could use the embossed or debossed side. It wouldn't matter. Okay. So let's put this on here. This is where I think I'm going to have trouble with the, okay, not quite right, but that'll do. All right, so then you can move this out of the way now. And excuse me, where did I just put? I'll get a thing and clean off this desk because otherwise, and I did just have the chamois here and I don't know what I did with that. So I'll just use one of these and take that off of there. Otherwise, I'm going to stick my fingers in it and that'll be the end of that. So these are now going to stick on here and on the inside bit there. So let's do that. Which one do I want? I think I'll put this one on the front. They're beautiful colors on the other side as well. I love this this paper. Unfortunately, I think it's one of those that's not going through. So, and now I'm just going to pop that onto the front there, like that. Open it up, and I'm going to put this one onto the inside panel here. Let's line those up as much as possible, like that. Okay, and there we have that part of the Z fold done. So what we're going to do is we are actually going to put this in here and make a flip so that we have the Z fold, but we have the flip on the inside. So the color that I'm wanting to use for that is probably the other side of the paper that I've used. So possibly this. Okay. Like that. Or I can go with the deeper red again and put that on the front. So it will be sort of covered by something. So you're dangerous around ink pads. I know it, you know, I'm always thinking, yeah, I'm confident she would pick Blackberry Bliss too. So yeah, I hope she's okay. Yeah, so already, like I always start out trying to be very, very careful and then it doesn't happen. So yeah, I might put the floral in there, bearing in mind we're going to have a flower on here. So maybe I should just do that. Maybe that. All right, so I'm going to, this piece was cut at 11 by 3 3/4. Okay, so now that I've shown you that, I could, when I find my rubber in a minute, I'll rub that out or I'll stick that side down. Okay, so I'm going to do this piece 5 1/4 by 3 1/2, and I'm hoping that that is going to work. So let's go 3.5. This may not work, and I don't think that end is straight somehow. Let's chop that bit off because it's got a nasty bit. Use that for something else. So 3.5 by 5.25. Let's see how this goes. See how it looks. So that is going to sit on there like that. So I think that will work. We will do that. We'll just attach that. Just need to just press this down. Add some glue and we'll pop that on. Yeah, I do too, Daryl, but I think when I put the other flower on, does anyone else prefer the flower? I mean, I can put it either way. It doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use, let me get it out for you. I'm going to use this stamp and I'm going to attach it here. Do you think that that would be too much floral, or do you think it would look okay? I mean, I love that. I really love it. Or I can turn it that way and then we can have the flower coming over the more plain. So just tell me what you think there, what you prefer, because that's what's going to happen. Okay. So I won't stick that down just yet until you tell me what you're thinking on that. Do you know, every day I come in here, I bring a cup of tea with me. The other side. So we're talking, can you put floral or plain? That would be awesome. That would be wonderful. Floral, which will be that one, or plain. It's not really plain. It does have a floral on it. Or that one. Plain. Okay. All right. So the plain is going to stay up. Let's do that then. Okay. I mean, we could have done it either way. I was just a bit worried that it was going to get a bit lost. Sorry, I'm working off camera. There we go. And I'm just going to make sure it's on the front and pop that onto the front of that bit there. And I'm just going to wipe that off because I got glue on it. So there we go. So that's going to be our inside panel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a block. I don't think that is that big. No, that's not big enough, Lorraine. So I'll grab the block and pop that on there. And I'm going to stamp that onto here. So when I stamp, I like to use either basic grey or grey granite. So I'm going to use the basic grey. I always find that black's a little bit harsh. The plain, excellent, good. I'm glad that that we all agree. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got all the little bits and pieces, and I can see that flower in the middle is not getting its bits and pieces done. Let's try it this way. So okay, so I'm going to just put that down. Hopefully we're all good. Excellent. There we go. So that looks quite dark today. So that's what we're going to work with. And I'm going to do some quick colouring. Now, I only have pinks, and I'm not sure that pink is going to go. So what I want to do is, what colours did we have on the other side of that paper? We have some yellows. I could use yellows. I could use pinks. It's got yellows. It's got some this actually isn't pink. Is this pink? This one is not telling me. I can't see if it's fresh freesia or I could use that. I could use that, but I think that's going to be too close. What do we think? Or I could change it completely and go with maybe yellows. Let's do the greenery. That's easy. We're going to do that in green. Okay, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with the flowers. So I've got Old Olive here, and I've also got the light lemon lime twist, which I like to use on some of the leaves. So I'm going to start with the dark Old Olive, and I'm just going to go. I don't like to take a long time while I'm doing colouring, so basically I'm just going to do the dark on these leaves here, coming up through, and then I'm going to do the lighter one, and I'm going to, this is going to be cut out. So it's a weird shaped leaf, that one, but we can work with that. And then another one here, and I'm going to do the smaller leaves in the lemon lime twist. So let's, it's funny, isn't it, how something can throw you so quickly. You're sort of all full of, oh yes, I know what I'm doing, and then someone throws you a curveball. All right, so these I'm doing with, now I've got the light and the dark. So the dark I'm going to do on this side of these leaves. Just, there's very little space there to do it. And then I will use the darker one to do, sorry, the lighter one to do the rest of the leaves. That's a flower, that's a flower, that's a leaf. That's a leaf. On that one and that one. Oh, there's more in here. Let me do the dark in here. I should have done the dark there. And we'll go back in and we'll just do these little ones. And you know, sometimes these stamps, they look great even if they're not coloured. You can just use them as your black and white or whatever colour you use. Now, have I missed any? Yes. I do look on Pinterest a lot, and I see some beautiful things on there that you know, I would like to do or like to now. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get all right, I don't have a full set of blends yet, so it is on the agenda, but I haven't got it yet. So what I want to do is I want to do some of these little flowers I'm going to do in yellow, just to give it that bit of a bright, brightness. I don't know if that was a leaf or not, but it's a flower now. Let's just do these little ones in the yellow. A couple of leaves up there. I'll go back to that. That's a flower bud. Let's make that a flower bud. There we go. So we've got some yellow in there. And now I will use, I think I'll go with the, rather than the pink, I'll go with the, this is Highland Heather. So I'm going to put the dark in the middle. I'm just going to do one flower at a time because it's easier to blend it when the ink is still, and then I'm just going to do light. You can see that blends on there, in there quite easily. And I never used to use this end of the brush at all. I used to only ever use the other end, but I've started using this. I've been watching a few people, and now I can see. Now, one other thing too, always remember to put the lid back on your blends, because they're alcohol, they will dry out quite quickly. So it is better to put the lids back on every time. I know it might seem a bit of a hassle, but I think it's worth it to save. So that's that one. And then we have one left. Okay, so I'm going to come out. Yeah, a little bit of dark on the leaves. That's a weird, oh, actually, I think that is another, that's the other flower. It's not until you actually look at it that you can see where it's coming from. Okay, and then there's this one. So we'll just blend that out with the darker in the middle. So that's what we've got. It may clash, but hey, you know, we'll deal with that. Oh, hi, Sue. You had to go to the post office. I think that while Suzanne, while I've started this, I think my BBB has arrived, but I daren't go out there and have a look because otherwise I will be wanting to open it up, and instead of doing cards, we'll be doing unboxing. All right, so I'm going to cut that out. So back now to the number 1, the number 2, and the 2 number 3s. And I'll go to my dies. And I think that is the one that I want. Where did I put it? There it is. So let's pop this through. Other way up, Lorraine. Get that all nicely lined up. You get it lined up in one place. It doesn't want to line up in the other. Don't move. Stay there. Where is washi tape? So I've got that down there, and I'll put a little bit up here just to hold that in place while I pop it through. And then now obviously we can put this through and we can take it back again. So we'll pop it through and we'll take it back. And we'll hope that that has worked, which it has. Beautiful. And it didn't move. Okay, so now we have this gorgeous flower. Which I'm going to attach to here. So as you can see, that's going to come out and go over the insert piece there. Okay, so that's going to do that. There were some purple flowers in the DSP, I think, pretty sure, yeah. It just makes it, you know, I just wanted it to sort of brighten up a bit because otherwise it was going to be very red, if you like. So I'm going to, in here, I want to stamp a greeting. So I'm thinking, I like You Are Awesome, and I bet it's one that I haven't. Oh no, I have. Yeah. I'm going to put You Are Awesome in the middle. Just down the bottom here. And I think I might do that in the Blackberry Bliss. Fingers crossed here, people, because I'm not going to get a second chance. Okay, let's go. You are awesome. Crookedly awesome, but awesome. It will work for now. Now, the other thing that I want to do is just very quickly in the stamps, there is greenery. And I think I might use, what will I use? Old Olive maybe? Bit of the Old Olive. I've got that round the edge. Okay, and I'm just going to pop that just on the corner there, just to bring that in. So this is what we're going to have. Now I'm thinking I might like another piece of greenery up through there. So instead of colouring and spending hours with that, let me have a look what we have on the embossing folder. So I've just dropped, ooh, look at this. So I'm going to emboss, going to cut a couple of these. Do these in. Let me have a look. You can, oh, you can't see. I was going to say you can see all my colours here. But what I want to do, do I want gold? No, I don't want gold. I want silver. The beautiful brushed silver. So I'm just going to cut, I think, 2 inches off of that because I don't want to waste any. And then I'm also going to get some Old Olive. use old olive. We'll use some old olive and I'll cut a couple. So bear with me, people. So let's do an old olive one. I might do 2, we'll see. There's one. I will do another one. Let's see if I can get another one out of there. Can I? Of course you can, Lorraine. You can do anything. But you're better off if you do it on the right plate. Sorry, I'm talking to myself again, aren't I? You know, one good thing about that is nobody argues with me if I talk to myself. And, whoa, that's only just going to be on the plates. It might not work. Let me see. No, I didn't think it would. All right, we'll just get another piece of that. Actually, that's the wrong colour. Oh, we can do that colour. Let's do that colour. Have a bit of variation. Let's pop that in there. That on there. Let's put it all together, shall we? That's another piece. That's 2. And I'm going to also cut a couple of pieces of silver. And I'm just doing this. I'm not sure if it's actually going to. I know, Susie, it's better to talk to yourself sometimes. Like I said, you get no argument that way. A couple of silver ones. Let's do that. I love using these metallics. Absolutely love it. If I get any chance at all, I will use them. Pop that one on there. That in there. I even like the negative. I love the negative as well. Like you could do that, cut it down to size and put a color behind it, and that would work too. Or even on the opposite. So like if I've got that negative there, see how you can pop that behind it. It would look really good. Okay, I'm hoping that I have enough pieces for what I want to do. I'll put that behind. So now I'm going to stick this up on the front. So I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. And you'll all be happy to know that my grandsons stayed with me the other night and I had to tidy the room up. So by tidying the room up, I found all sorts of things that had fallen down under my desk and in different places, which was really good. Don't tell me now I can't find my, there it is, take your pick tool. Okay, has anyone ever noticed that some people get like a Sharpie like this, and when they've got a new packet of these, they sort of, I can't do it how they do, but they sort of go like this, And that way then, when you actually put it down onto your project that you're doing, so it's not going to work because it's just come straight off. When you put it onto the project that you're working with, I'm just going to put a few on here. Let me see if I can get that one. Yeah, see, it's got that line across it. And I thought, why do they do that? And then I realized that they don't have to do the whole touch test. They don't have to touch them all to make sure that they've taken the backs off. So I thought that was pretty clever. It takes me a while to catch on to these things, but then eventually I get the idea. I'm going to pop one. See, a lot of mine come off beforehand in the middle. But I suppose, oh no, that one still has its thing. And then I can see that these three here still have their backing. So there we go. So that's that. So I'm going to, I want to put this just inside so that I can, see where I want it to sit. So I basically just want it to sit over like that. Okay, so we've got that. And then I thought I can add, and I probably didn't take much notice where I put those, but I can add this like a silver spray. Let's lift it a little. I can add a silver spray in under there, and I can also add, oh, nobody's reminded me. I don't need them there, do I? Silly. See, my mind's just not on it this morning, just not on it. Get those off, otherwise it's going to stick to all the wrong places. There we go. Now, also get a green piece, and it doesn't have to stick under necessarily. I can have it so that it sort of comes on the top there, just over a little bit. So what I might do is just cut this one off a tad, and work from there. All I need is a pair of scissors. Not even that. Okay, so I think I might just cut it off about here, and then I can either, now I definitely want it down this side here, but I want it to overlap like that so that we've got the greenery coming up over the top there. So I'll pop a bit of glue on the bottom of that. Okay, Suzanne, not a problem. And I'm going to pop that under there so that it sits like that. So what do you think? That's that part there. And then I'm going to stick this on. How much time have I got? I haven't even been watching the time. I'm going to put this in the center. Like this. So that opens up that way. And then this comes across here. And then on the inside here, let me see how that looks. Yep, that will just give that a bit of extra, maybe the other way around. Maybe with the green coming out first. So I might just pop those down like that. So I'm going to get this out because otherwise I'm going to end up with glue everywhere. So the silicone mat and my little little bath sponges. So put a bit of glue on them. Did I just open a new one? My goodness. And then I'm just going to pop these down. So I'm going to pop the silver one down first. Inside here. And then I'm going to do the green one, just to give it that bit of something else when it's closed and also something when it's open. I'm just going to lay that over the top of the silver and stick that down. So now it does give us that extra little bit of greenery showing through, and it gives us something to look at when we first open the card. Now there should be a, we should put some sort of a sentiment on the front here. So what did I put in the middle? You are awesome. So maybe something like, I appreciate your thoughtfulness. I think that would work. So this one, I'll stamp that onto is it going to fit on there? I think it might. So let me use, what did I use on the inside? I think I used the, yeah. Let's see if I can get this to, using the Blackberry Bliss again. Oh, look at that. It worked. So I'm going to put that on there, and just for a bit of quickness, I'm just going to cut it like that. And I think that will sit nicely across there. So I'm going to put that onto dimensionals. So I need, let me see where I don't need it this time. So I'm going to put it so that it goes across there like that. So this is where I need my dimensionals, this end. I'll just put the 2 on, and I'm going to put that across there like that. And then we'll just pop some, where's our wink? We've got to put some wink on the flowers. Some wink down here. Wink on the flowers just to make that look a little bit more glittery. And you know what? I don't know what, I hadn't even thought of so that we've got the blooming pearls we can use. Don't think that will go. That won't go. There's not much in the red. I'm thinking maybe we have, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a couple of the red ones, and I'm going to use a couple of the birds. I think that might work for me today. Thank you, Lynn. So do the red. I don't want the triple, so I'm just going to pop one of those onto there, and maybe another up here. Sorry, I didn't even give you a choice today, did I? And I'm thinking that there. And now just to offset this a little bit, I haven't got around to doing what Suzanne's done yet. I'm going to have one bird there. And I love the fact that there's birds going one way and then there's the smaller ones going the other way, which I think is rather cute. One there. And let's do another small one. Where will I do that? Let's put the other small one there. So just the one shows until we open it up, and then we can open this up this way and we can do some writing in here, and that's our card. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll just pop up to the top. If I can work it out. I'm all fingers and thumbs. So there we go. Alrighty, so that's the card for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry I was a bit all over the place, but hey, I'll be fine again tomorrow. So I am going to do another card tomorrow, and I'm hoping to bring you a fun fold. So we will wait and see, but there's our card for today with just that little bit there. All right. Thank you all so much thanks, Holly. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all again tomorrow morning, same time, same place. And I will go and do what I have to do today. So thanks very much, everyone. I do appreciate it. If you could give me the thumbs up. I'm sure it will, Holly. Yeah, it was just something that was a little bit of a shock this morning, that was all. And you know how something can just throw you. So, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. So, yeah, if you can subscribe, thumbs up, all the rest of it, press the little bell, that would be wonderful. So Suzanne should be starting soon, I believe. So if you wanted to pop over and see her, and thank you all very much. Thank you. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.